Hello, K.Jolie, Crochet Basics Preview Vlog. So this is number 61. I'm trying to get more regular back to doing them and stuff like that. So really not much this week. I'm working on a few different projects. I'm working on a wrap and a couple of characters and stuff. So really I didn't have anything in mind for Halloween, like at all. So, but what I'm doing is, okay, so what I'm doing is I listen to a lot of audios and I read quite a few books from Brian Tracy. If you don't know who he is, he's written over 70 books. He does seminars and stuff like that, and web and whatever casts and stuff. And he's been around a really long time, like maybe like 4 decades or something like that. He's been doing, like, motivational speaking and things like that. So he tells you mostly to put systems in place so that you're not relying on like motivation and things like that, so that like you don't have to think, you just do, like, so work wise, instead of answering emails or whatever it is, if you're in sales, make the phone calls and do this and that and whatever, so since I'm always like scatterbrained, like for a while now, like I flip-flop from project to project, and I have a bunch of whips and a bunch of projects that I want to do. And so, but I always, like, I was thinking, it popped in my head, I said, what if I took the guesswork out of it? And instead of, oh, some project pops in my head, do I have the yarn colors, do I have this, do I have that, let me wait and I'll do that another time. So I said, you know what? Why don't I take the guesswork out? So I made myself a project jar. And I said, you know what? Whatever I pick out is what I pick out. That's what I'm working on until it's completed. And go from there. So it's all projects things that I want to do. Projects that I want to try and stuff like that. Different characters and stuff. And then also I said, you know what? I can't just disregard or just like leave the whips unworked anymore, because at this point, sometimes when I come across whips at this point, I just throw them out, because that's how long it's been since I worked on it. I'm like, I guess, that's done. I'm not getting back to that, like, ever. So I sat and I made myself little papers and stuff to pick out, a project to do. And I figure work on it a week, one a week, if that, and if that's how long it takes me and stuff. And then from there, move on to the next one. And any side whips or whatever that I'm working on, after I finish the project that, I set to work, then work on those. So I really hope this kind of ends my jumping around from project to project. And I don't really know when that started, but it's been a good while. So, Saxon. Saxon is a character from Big City Greens TV show. So, we'll see. That's what I'll work on this week. And hopefully I get it done and keep my focus. So that's where I'm at. Just trying to figure out, where I'm going with these. And hopefully, I'll give it a shot. And I guess next week's vlog, or, when I finish it and show you the results, and that's where I'll go from there, So, short and sweet this week, I guess, just trying to gain focus and start implementing and because you can, like they say, you can have all the knowledge in the world or whatever, but if you're not using it, if you're not putting it, working on it and using it to put systems into play, or, to do your research or whatever it is, then what's the point, So I'll go from there from now, from here. So Saxon it is, and next week's vlog, you'll see how it turns out. So wish me luck. And I guess that's about it. So I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. as always, happy hooking because it keeps you off the streets and keeps you out of trouble. And I'll be back next week with Saxon. And have a super great day. K.Jolie, Crochet Basics Preview Vlog number 61. Ciao.